Grand Rising, Karen. Hi, beautiful angel. There's the real lotus of life right there. They showed us. They showed us. Grand Rising, Betty. Hello, beautiful angel. Good to see you guys here today. On this beautiful Thursday. This week's almost already gone. Holy cow. Grand Rising, Benny. Hello, darling. You're here early. Maybe we have a message that you need to hear today. We have a message from the Ascended Master. The Ascended Masters catching the subtle tricks of the adversary. Ooh. And then we have, we're going to talk about multidimensionality today, a little bit. And a little bit of, oh no, they stole your fairy tarot, oh no. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Earth Gaia. Yes, through the Telos and Agarthans. Grand Rising, Cinnamon. Hi, beautiful angel. Sky Scent. Ah, herbs for the thyroid. I'm sure your fairy cards will make their way to you. Hi, Todd. Welcome in, darling. Grand Rising. Eleven of you beautiful angels in here this morning so far. That's why I play this, to let everybody get time to come in in the morning. And so those that need to see it can see the crop circles and the messages that were sent to us. Into these uncharted waters. Happy Thursday, yes. Thursday. I think tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow, February 1st. Mine and Christina's birthday. Hey, Sunset Child. Hi, beautiful. I think it's March. March 1st, maybe. Thank you, Todd. I'll be here tomorrow. For class. Grand Rising. Oh, Saturday? Saturday's the 1st? How you doing, Christina? See that? Speak of an angel and she shows up. Your higher self brought you in here, Acolyte. This is Ascension Class. We are all oracles in here. Thank you, Karen. Oh, 31 days in January. That's why. Yeah, I know. That's never happened in a long time. Hi, Christy. Hi, beautiful angel. Oh, my goodness. 36 hours. Wow. Try your telepathy. We had Lightwork Academy yesterday. It was amazing. Hey, April. Hi, beautiful. So many connections yesterday in the Lightwork Academy. It was awesome. Yeah, 31 days in January. Woohoo! That's awesome, Christy. Yes, I love it. I love it. We are all getting our crowns. Grand Rising, Chris. Grand Rising, beautiful angel. You saw an angel, and then you showed Christina, and she pointed out the dragon as well. Awesome. Awesome, Betty. Ancient Irish ancestors. Oh, that's amazing. Uh-oh. Bobby had a hard time sleeping. Grand Rising Flower Power. Hello, darling. Hello, Barbara. Hello, beautiful angel. It's good to see you here today. Got some people in that we don't normally get in. That's awesome. That just means there's a message that I'm going to be sharing today that you might need to hear. Oh, that's good, Betty. Oh, awesome, Christina. I hope we can talk about that in TikTok after class. Woo! All right, that was Sky Sent, guys, because we are Sky Sent. We were sent from the stars. Okay, there's our rainbow butterflies. We'll get that going. Coal miner's daughter. Okay. Simple Man. Simple Man is about ready to play. All right. You can see our beautiful butterfly with all y'all on there. We are going to get right into our cards today. Then we got a message from the Ascended Master. We're going to talk about multidimensionality a little bit. And then if I have time, we're going to talk about Earth Gaia through the Telosians and our Garthans. After that, we're going to do our snaps, and then we're going to do the Lost Key of the Buddha, the Immortal Series, Book 3. So we have a full schedule for today. Hi, Jules. Hi, beautiful. You should hear to you too. Yeah? I wish YouTube had boxes. I wish they did. I wish people could come up and share on YouTube. I would love that. Hello, beautiful Jules. All right, here we go. Chakra wisdom. Chakra wisdom says, back to the base chakra, independence. Hello, Brandy. Hi, beautiful angel. I know what my needs are, and I actively pursue them, knowing that I will be guided and provided for when I put in the effort. I open myself to all possibilities and participate fully in life. I use my imagination and my vision to initiate what I wish for, and I pursue it. I am not waiting to be rescued. I am not a victim. I am strong. Yes, absolutely. Independence. Independence. Here is our healing energy oracle, our healing energy. Courage. I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. Yes, courage. Everything turns to light. I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me, and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. Yes, Christy, absolutely. Absolutely. And I was told and kind of knew this the whole time, but wow. Throat chakra doesn't want to work today. There is a big difference between darkness and evil. Big difference. Some people say, oh, he's full of darkness because, he hurt children. Well, yeah, he is, but he's also evil. And there's a big difference between darkness and evil. Everything turns to light, and then we have freedom. Oh my goodness, we got the freedom card. Look at all this red and orange coming in today. Lots of creative energy. I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. We were just talking about darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. Yes, hi Trina, hi beautiful angel. And there is our freedom. Freedom butterflies. Yay. Woo woo, freedom. Okay. It was all about freedom in your AA meeting this morning. Wow, that's amazing. There are no coincidences. None. Here's our work your light. Work your light is asking the universe what they need of us right now. What do they need? They need a priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? They need leaders. We need leaders on this planet. Ready to step into your light, ready to share your light. That's what we need. The priestesses to remember who they are and lead. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Yes, take a break. Sometimes we do need to take a break. But we are all Wonder Woman and Warrior Women. Have you answered your deepest calling? Yes. Hi, Jill. Hi, beautiful angel. Have you answered your deepest calling? Warrior women. Yes. We have warrior men too, but warrior women. All right. Our rose. Yes, the sword, the big old sword. I showed you my sword the other day. Here is our rose oracle. Our rose oracle says, the breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Yes. Yes, April, that's beautiful. Freedom is not something I chase anymore. It's something I know I am. Yes, we are beyond believing something. We are knowers. We know. We know. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It is safe to soften. Healing is happening. And open. Say yes. Expand through the extremes. Trust life. Trust your intuition. Trust the calling. Trust God. Trust your angels and all of your... Each one of us has a whole team of beings that works with us. They decided not to incarnate. We were the ones that drew the lucky straw, so to say. Maybe it was the star game, the straw game we played in a classroom, and we drew the straw to be the one to incarnate. You think? I don't know. Could be. We were the ones that we chose to play the game. To play the game of life. You feel like you were voluntold? I don't know. I don't know. Here is our... Oh, it's the cat. Independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. I think we all have our independent parts of ourselves, right? All of us. All of us. I think that's one thing that's great about me and my husband. We are both independent, very independent. He's Sagittarius all the way. I'm Aquarius all the way. He isn't up my ass all the time. I love it. He lets me be me. If he didn't let me be me, I couldn't be with him. But I let him be him also. He games, he does his thing, and that is being independent. But there's also times we want to come together and know that we support each other, which is absolutely correct. And that's the same with going out in the world. Some people will say to you, if you are a spiritual person, you need to be independent. Well, you need to go inside and heal and everything, but you also searching out and finding the people that are like yourself on the same wavelength. We are very powerful when we gather in 3 or more, right? Jesus even said that, or 2 or more. Yes. So being independent is definitely part of it, but also being part of a soul family is part of it. Yes, exactly, Christina. Aquarians are very, very independent. Yep. Here's our fairy card, and it says, look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. I always look to books. I love books. Books have been my friend since childhood. And most times when I get messages from my team, it's to look in a book. And then they lead me to the books. And then I share the messages. That's my gift. That's my gift. Or part of my gift. For Forest Fairy, it's mostly, it's books, yes, but it's also websites and stuff. But that's true for me too. And also just the niggle itself. Just the the feelings I have inside. And when I have a feeling inside, I always research it. Always. And ask for clarity for my highest good. I ask my team for clarity. And I always get it. I always get it. Hello, Victoria. Hi, beautiful. Here's our angel card. Our angel says, let go of guilt. We got this card before. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Universe says, calling all angels. Yes, calling all angels. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. Yes, none of us are perfect. Every single one of us have made mistakes in our past lives, and even in this life in the past. We need to forgive ourselves, move on, and heal from that. You cannot stay stagnant in not forgiving yourself. It must start with self. You can't be a leader for others if you still have things going on in your reality that knock you off your pillar, right? We are all the pillars of light. We stand tall in our light and our knowing. Our light is our knowing. Calling all angels. Yes, 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 yes. Here is our awakened dreamer. Awakened dreamer says sustainable sacred service. You only get to keep what you give away. So seek to share every day. Rejoice when you find someone to give your time, money, wisdom, or attention to. Give from the overflow of your bounty. And notice how you're replenished even before the act is completed. Yes. Rejoice when you give away your advice, your knowledge. All of it. Here's our butterfly for the day. Our butterfly says, I dare to dream of wonderful things happening in my life. Dare to be the dreamers in this waking dream. And our ascended master for the day. Portia's with us again today. And yes, I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. So she wanted to come in again today. Lady Portia, Saint Germain, the violet flame. You are a being of violet fire. You are the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Are we not getting an important lesson through what is going on out in the world? Many people are being schooled by what is going on in the world. We are just sitting back going, yes, we saw that. We knew that. I knew that, right? All these things, and people are losing their minds. They're going, oh my goodness, look what's happening. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this was happening. What are you, living under a rock? They were living under a rock. Hello, Irish. Hi, beautiful angel. How can you not see what's going on? You have to be blinded by the light. Yep. Evidently, yes, I saw that, Betty. I was just going to say something about that. Yes, there was an accident between a helicopter and a jet over DC last night. Yes, there was. I told you guys there's going to be a lot of exits on this planet. A lot of exits. Yep. Ice skaters on board. It looks like the copter was waiting to strike. Oh, right, Christy. That's your airport flower power. Oh my goodness. You didn't even know, you didn't hear about it? Was it not on the news? I swear they hide so much on mainstream news. There's Jesus coming in. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Yep. All right. Today we have a message, and it is called Catching the Subtle Tricks of the Adversary. Tomaros Masukortin and, oh, this is why, Violinio Saint Germain. Portia's coming in for her man again. Saint Germain has the this message. I'm asked to share this date with you all also. October 12th, 1996. Remember, 1996 is huge in this classroom. Huge. It is actually the year that I awakened. It was the year I got my Urantia book and started awakening. It's the year I got a divorce from an abusive man. It's a year of a turning point in my life. 96. When I first started waking up. All right, here goes the message. I don't know what the message is about. You guys know I don't read these before I discuss them with you. So there we go. Yes. Yes. Yes, they did. Yes. So many things are being brought down, guys. Many of the of those evil people are being brought to justice, and children are being rescued, or at least given a burial that, you know, isn't so awful, and families are getting answers about what happened to their children. Do you know so many children go missing in our country? Like the most of any country is the United States of America. So many. We have to be very diligent in watching over our children. Yes. That's what they say, April. Yep. And the semi full of kids. Yep. Yep. All right. Here's our message. Catching the subtle tricks of the adversary. Greetings, my friend. It is I, Masu Kortin, come in the radiant one light of Creator God. I have come to assist in the coupling of the higher energy source. Relax and clear out the demons, for you are under great psychic attack. There are many ones who do not wish these messages of lighted truth to continue. Know that God's voice or messengers acting on his behalf cannot be silenced. It would be infinitely easier to blow up your entire planet than it would be to stop God's message. All that is required of you is to have a desire to serve and give we of the higher frequency realms, angelic realms, opportunity to commune with you. That's wonderful, Cinnamon. I'm so glad to hear that. Please stand by, as there is another message yet to come forth. Germain here, in the oneness of Creator's light, that ones may come to see the trickery of the adversary. United we stand, divided we fall. Truth is truth. It is infinite and will stand the testings of time, governments, and religions. The adversarial forces are working diligently to distract, dissuade, and detour you ones from seeing that which is truly taking place. You have holy wars. You have racial wars. You have the battle of the sexes. Your family units are undermined due to economic stress. You are being bombarded via the media sources in such a manner that there are experts to convince you of a different viewpoint on the same subject every day. This is mind control in its most basic form. Divide and conquer. There is no point in arguing over religion, sex, politics, or any of the other distractions presented to you ones. There are masses of people who haven't a clue as to what is actually taking place. Why? Because they are easily distracted by the sleight of hand of the evil black magicians. The adversary is a master of the third dimensional psyche. He knows exactly how and when to strike. This will always be when you are most vulnerable. Always. He can easily trigger thoughts that will invoke memories of past emotional pain. This is usually subtle and happens at a time when you cannot easily release the pain or even realize what has happened. Usually, you will be busy doing something urgent that must get done. This, in turn, causes you to suppress the emotional trauma while you get done that which is before you. The result of the suppression causes one to seemingly put the thought or emotion out of one's mind. But in fact, it remains until the emotional pressure can be vented or otherwise released. The time sequence here is quite variable. These emotional pressures could build for days and weeks or even just moments and minutes. The adversary plants his seed and then waits for just the right moment to trigger another, usually less impacting frustration that will cause you to lash out. Most often, this triggered release is in a violent or vicious manner that causes you and others great discomfort and pain. In doing so, the adversary can drive the best of friends, parent and child, or husband and wife apart if this goes unnoticed. The adversarial dark forces are masters of their black art. The subtleness in their mental manipulations is the key to their success. Knowing of their methodology is perhaps the first line of defense. You ones should monitor your thoughts closely. I cannot stress this enough. Monitoring your thoughts and monitoring what comes out of your mouths. I can't stress it enough. You guys know who you are at a soul level. With great power comes great responsibility. Your responsibility as one that knows who you are at a soul level is to know that you create with your words and thoughts. Okay? All things happen for a reason. If you feel the urge to lash out against another for whatever reason, I would suggest you go within prior to doing so and ask yourself, why am I allowing myself to get this angry in the first place? It is fine to get angry. There are proper places for every emotion. It is not wise to be angry without consciously understanding why you truly feel this way. Your emotions are yours and yours alone. You are responsible for creating your own emotional state. Stop blaming the world around you. Stop blaming the weather. Stop blaming the circumstances around you. You are responsible for creating your own emotional state. If you perceive that another is annoying you or needling you, then remove yourself from the source if possible. If you choose to remain in the game of another, then you have in effect chosen to get angry or frustrated. Thus, you have allowed and caused your own personal emotional state. Remember, you always have a choice. Physical man may very well be able to lock your physical body in a physical cage, but only you can allow your mind to be enslaved, manipulated, or tortured. Man creates his own hells through the choices he makes. The worst hells are of the mind. Exactly. Yes. Magic. You have to believe you are magic and then take responsibility for being magical. As a general rule of thumb, the following may help. If you cannot do or say a thing with love in your heart, then it is better to not do or say it at all. If you choose to do something begrudgingly, then you must realize that you again have allowed for the conditions which precipitate your mental frustrations. Your greatest energy is yourself in this regard, as we of the higher realms have efforted to convey to you time and time again, know thyself. Monitor your thoughts and be responsible for all your actions and emotional states. Stop reacting to another's tauntings. Take the time to stop and think. Go within and seek your own personal balance first. If you are unable to find balance and act with love in your heart, then it would be wise to not do or say anything that would further irritate an already volatile condition. This is always your choice, guys. Let us say the volatile condition is the result of a highly emotionally charged conversation. Discern and acknowledge the intent, the real message of the conversation, if possible, such as a plea that the other is confused, frightened, or angry. But do not give in to acknowledging the emotional tantrums of one who will not responsibly control their own trauma. Or if I may put it another way, don't play into another's control drama. Hi, Trey. Hi, beautiful. This is a time of instant karma. Those things which you send out shall circle back faster and faster. If you choose to send out love, you will be amazed at how fast it returns to you. If you choose to send out anger, frustration, or pain, you can expect the same return to you, possibly even faster. Since usually the tendency is to point out the faults of another much more readily than good features. Each souled person is a reflection of Creator. We are ultimately one in the same. To beat your brother down would serve no useful purpose, for in the end, the only one you hurt is yourself. Yes. The adversary is desperate and becoming more and more desperate with each passing day. He has and will tear apart friends and families. He has and will tear apart races and religions. He has and will tear apart countries and continents. But he can only destroy that which you effort to create if you allow him to do so. Allow not your perceived differences with another to pull you apart. Forgive others, and most importantly, forgive yourself. To err is human, and all of you listening to this or reading this have erred. God, I just said this earlier. Oh my goodness. Yes. We have all erred and shall continue to err. That is our human self. Make your mistakes, learn the lesson, forgive yourself, and move on. Move on. The key is to not keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Judge not another, for sometimes the perceived error of another is not, in fact, an error. Your perception of any given incident may and usually is completely different than that of another. For example, sometimes quiet, shy people are mistakenly called stuck up or are viewed by others as, oh, he's too good to talk to me. It is usually quite the opposite. The quiet, shy, introverted ones often view themselves as not worthy or good enough to talk to others. Or perhaps it is too painful because they are too often misunderstood. Allow for realities outside your own. Stand ready to assist your friends and families, even if they do from time to time create conditions that make it difficult to do so. Cast out the darkness and call upon Creator's God's light. Unify in intent to do goodness for your brother. Unify with love in your heart, even for those ones who present you with your most difficult lessons. God bless those of you on the front line. God bless those of you who send support in the form of kind, acknowledging letters. Ones here are tired and need your support now more than ever. Thank you. I am Violino Saint Germain, master teacher and way shower. Come in a coordinated team effort with my brother, Masu Korton, so that my receiver will have clarity and so that you ones can have example of how the higher realms unify in intent to get Creator's messages out. Salut. I mean, absolute truth. Absolute truth. If we keep giving our attention to the adversary, they're just going to feed off of us. It's your choice, though. It's your choice, always. Yeah. All right. We're going to talk about multidimensionality. We talked a little bit about it yesterday in TikTok. We are multidimensional. I believe this. I believe that all timelines are happening at the same time. So when we go into past life, it's actually a multi-dimensional life. To talk about multidimensionality to you with your still limited understanding is difficult if you keep your rationality active in the current paradigm. Trying to understand through this means it's important that the lower mind is silenced so that you can comprehend in the toroidal field of your heart and then expand to the higher mind. When there is understanding through this heart field, your brain is unlocked in this regard, and comprehension becomes easier through mental intellect. Thus, understanding multidimensionality is to allow your soul to flow through the energies that bathe the entire cosmos without the lower thinking mind affiliated with three-dimensionality, blocking cosmic reasoning, which only flows with the energetic dance of the toroidal. There is an intimate connection between your heart's toroidal and the pineal gland, and it's this connection that opens the multidimensional field for a more expansive understanding, even if you are in a lower dimension. In a simple analogy, in the multidimensional field, it's as if you were a tree with roots, trunk, and crown, feeding off the minerals of the earth and the solar light, the source. You, like this tree, have a crown bustling with leaves and fruits, and each of these leaves and fruits is a fragment of you. Each of these leaves and fruits is having an experience, yet intimately connected to the life center or nucleus. Each of these leaves or fruits, with the blowing of the winds, has its own dance, its own characteristics, its own energy signature. But even though they are in the same life nucleus, they preserve their individual characteristics and personality, because no leaf or fruit, no matter how apparently identical, will ever be 100% the same. Friends of Earth, this you of yours is only and merely 3% of the real consciousness of the greater self. The tree in a general context, where are the other 97%? Oh, where could it be? Another interesting analogy for multidimensionality that you can embrace is the analogy of a book or movie. In a book, imagine each page tells a phrase of your life, a moment, an age, a situation. And you can go forward or backward in the book, seeing your childhood now, then your adolescence, back to childhood, or to a future you wrote that you'd like to live. All those pages that recount your past, your present, and your desired future. They're in your hands. Well, you can flip back and forth as many times as you want. Well, that's what we mean by multidimensionality. The you that flips the pages, let's say, is the you 97% or your higher self, as you say. When you can access your multidimensionality, you will be much more connected with your greater self. And that's what we've been calling you, friends of Earth, to focus on good, love, and fraternity, because it will unlock you to who you truly are. The movie analogy is similar to the book, where you can fast forward and see scenes from the future of the movie, or more back or pause. That's how it works. There are membranes and cosmic tissues that subtly separate the multidimensional layers, which makes the topic even harder to understand when you have a brain that has been programmed and bombarded not to think about this and to treat it as just science fiction. You are now walking towards deeper revelations about this, including about time travel technologies already available when some of your governments possess them, in many cases acquired through inhumane and criminal deals with non-federated entities from outside your planet. When we said you are creators of reality, that's how it is. In fact, you are creators of multidimensionality, because when you find yourselves at a crossroads of doubt, by yes or no, do or don't do, go or don't go, you always create a reality opposite to what you chose. That is the universe in fusion with you, creates the other version of your choice. So, in the mesh of multidimensionality, there's always a new reality being created every second of your existence. When you wake up in the morning and choose the blue outfit instead of the white one, immediately a parallel reality is created where you are wearing the other unchosen option. It's hard for a three-dimensional human mind to comprehend this, but as we said, go to the heart. However, as the systems clean up funnels and advance toward unity, you gain more control over this, and the best choices are embraced. This is a message from the command center. You came to experience, and that's what happens. You experience with all options and impressions in a constant vector toward the source. You start returning to unity when most or all of your choices are more aligned with universal love, the source of life. Choose to live in love, and naturally you will be pulled into the corresponding realities. But one cannot deny that many of you have chosen love in your deepest gesture and depth when you chose to sacrifice yourselves, merging into harder realities to help those lost and deluded by the reality you are by free will inserted into. This is one of the most sublime forms of love. See the example of Christ who dwelt among you. In all this experience as a source of data absorption, you are divine means by which this data is collected and included in the great cosmic mainframe, as if your higher selves were the supercomputer and you a fraction of it, a data collecting software intimately linked to the central base. Imagine a computer that has thousands of cameras connected to it, with each of these cameras focusing on a point in a reality, absorbing, seeing, and understanding everything that happens in each of the observable environments by it. You are one of the cameras. The others are also versions of you, absorbing other data in images, etc., all interconnected to the same central base. Little by little, we know with our analogies that you will understand the dimension of the thing in a cosmic existence where the supreme source or supreme creator is something that we are also focused on reaching in its entirety. And in general, we are all together on this path. You are changing from parallel reality to parallel reality billions of times per second. Decide which reality you prefer. All right. Let's see. There's more to multidimensionality. Let's see. Okay. We'll finish this. So, any variation of ideas you can imagine about Earth is real because you are automatically creating it, particularly for you. So, switch to the one you prefer. When you are in a chaotic world, guess what? You'll have more of that. You are immersed in a multi-reality. Research the Mandela effect. It happens all the time. It's not just a brain matter. It's multi-reality right in the middle of you. It's important for you to understand that as you advance in consciousness. You unify things and allow more subtle experiences to present themselves just by conceiving the subtle. Moreover, this allows our approach again without further delay. All this is also the result of our intimate ancestral cosmic connection. We are more connected than you might imagine. There's much more to be said as we advance together in unveiling the veils that have kept you in a timeline that has been hard on you. But love is and will always be the transformational key to all difficulties. And just like us in the past, you too now exit painful situations and rise to the highest frequencies, returning to an original state of being where there is nothing but a field of unconditional love. Many of us who communicate within the command are part of various races intimately linked to you. And especially today, we the Palladians and Lyrans communicate. I'm Lyran Palladian. I am a Lyran Palladian. Just saying, guys. There's no coincidences here. We from the command in general are planning to do a question and answers with you at some appropriate time, where we will try to answer some of your questions on a global scale, where it can benefit the maximum number of people possible within this structure of beliefs, ideas, and details. And naturally, we will be able to talk more about multidimensionality. That common phrase has never made more sense. You are the ones you've been waiting for. In this field of multidimensionality, after all we've said today, we hope it makes even more sense. So this is a message from the Ashtar Command, communicating now through our base in South America. Listen to the voice of the Ashtar Command through Neva at this moment. The search for more answers continues to diminish as we advance, delivering information through our reliable sources. It is a time of great revelations. And we must say something very important. before we conclude our transmission today. Do not fear any government situation regarding how your leaders might delay, obstruct, problemize, hinder our plans for the planet. None of them have any jurisdiction concerning taking the lead in Earth's ascension plan. There's a line they cannot cross. And while we proceed with the original plan, constantly reviewed and perfected, they ponder over their own misfortunes and uncertainties about their personal future. And in this regard, there's no other way out but love, fraternity, and unification. And of course, many of the clones that represent them, we believe, are having issues with their gears. And yes, we emphasize that they no longer sustain themselves before Earth's high vibration. The old system is crumbling, and it's very obvious. Adonai, Neva. Okay, yeah. Do you guys understand multidimensionality a little bit better? Yeah? Well, I do. I definitely understand it a little bit better. Okay. Next thing we are going to talk about today is a little bit about Mother Gaia. So just a little bit, and then we're going to do snaps. So Mother Earth's sacrifice. My light shines forth from Telos, its beam directed into your heart space, conveying joy and well-being to you. We wait until we receive your vibration, and then we beam our consciousness to you. These are the Telosians and Agarthans, our soul family that are in the Middle Earth and in the mountains. Telepathy is very simple once you know how to make the connection. We here in Telos await these exchanges when we connect as one across the span of Earth and through the Earth to meet you in your heart space, the place of love, joy, and well-being. I dream of the merging of our two civilizations, yours from above and ours from below. This merging will be the culmination of a great plan that we developed eons ago, before you incarnated on Earth. The song that I open up our room with every day talks about this plan. Sky Sent, it talks about the plan. At that time, we laid out our strategy and plans for this moment in history when the time would be right to merge our civilizations. We have been waiting many thousands of years for this precise time on Earth, when we could finally begin to implement our plans for the ascension of planet Earth and the ascension of all its life forms above and within the Earth. Our technologies have been guarded all these eons, waiting for this propitious moment to bring forth to you, our brothers and sisters, who are selflessly waiting also on the outside of this grand Earth. Our Mother Earth is a great being who has sacrificed her precious body to be a host to life on her surface and below her surface. She has sacrificed her well-being so that her children could learn their lessons of evolvement on the earth plane in an environment of love and abundance. She has waited patiently for millennia for humans to evolve and recognize their God selves and the divinity within themselves. She has waited through wars and famine and abundance and glory as this cycle repeated and repeated itself, as all life slowly evolved in consciousness on her surface and below her surface. She has sacrificed a lot, and now her time of sacrifice it's over. It is the time for all life to recognize its God self and move into the light of greater understanding and self-worth. She is a patient being, perfectly timing her transition into light to correlate with humanity's transition into light. The same light, the one light of the perfection of all that is. We in the subterranean cities have focused our light on you, our brothers and sisters, hoping to stimulate and guide your emergence into the light, where we will all meet in the fifth dimension of God's love. We salute you. How old is your soul, the song says. We salute you for your endurance and stamina in the face of the chaos and discontent you wade through in each of your days. Soon there will be no more waiting, for you will be above this vibration and floating in a higher vibration of God's love, where all is peace and joy and well-being. I will meet you there. The time is quickening and the plans are in place, and all is in motion for your emergence into light. I salute you for your bravery. Okay. All right, guys. Some even fall to the earth. Universe is saying, I won't give up. I won't give up. Did you guys understand what I was talking about when I talked about multidimensionality? Do you guys understand how that works? Yes, Trey. Hey, Wendy. Yes, okay, good. Good, because, you know, some people don't understand that. Those of us, when we take our pictures, we see different dimensions. Yes, Victoria. And when you take your pictures and you share them with other people, then they see also the different dimensions. Right? So much of our mission here on earth is to have faith and to believe without seeing. But when we get these rare opportunities, and they're not so rare anymore, to be able to see as those with the eyes to see. It's a beautiful thing, and that is how we grow. We grow by each other's gifts. I don't have the gift of seeing. I have the gift of knowing and of feeling. But when I see through Victoria's eyes or Sharon's eyes, I see. You guys make it possible for me to see. And that's a beautiful gift. Yes. And when I share my knowings with you, you're either going to choose to resonate with it or not. No matter what you choose, it's okay. Right? Yes, nature's whispers also mirror each other's sparkles. Exactly. Life is happening by us, for us, and through us. Yes. And that's why we're doing it together. We all carry different gifts. the main plan, the main mission is the same, right? We all want hope and peace and love on this planet and to wipe the evil off the planet. That is something we all have in common. There is no one in here that wants to keep evil on the planet. We all want to empower ourselves and to know ourselves at a soul level and to believe. And sometimes it takes believing without seeing. Believing without seeing makes you divine. So we empower ourselves every day. And we create the new earth. Because what we say comes into creation. Because that is how much power we hold. Just knowing who we are. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Aw, Trey, we love you so much. I love all of you guys. Everybody's here for a reason. You wouldn't keep showing up if you didn't have a reason to be here. Yes, Crystal. I think any evil that hurts children should be recycled. That is that's me. They should be recycled. I don't think they should be on the earth anymore. If you're hurting children, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. Yes, yes, Sharon. Serafina, yes, absolutely. Yep. But some people are like Wendy doesn't want to see them removed off the planet like I do. She wants to keep them all on an island. That's fine. We all have our different choices that we would make if put in certain circumstances. And as we talk about the children, rescue comes on. This song was made for the children. Rescue by Lauren Daigle. Yeah. But this is why also they are getting instant karma. Their houses are burning down. Ding, ding, ding. They are being removed through other things like plane crashes and car crashes and other fires and weather, and they're being removed off the planet. Heart attacks. Exactly. I don't believe they deserve an island. Yeah. I'm glad you got your account back too, Wendy. Good things come to those who wait. Yeah. We have 2 minutes till snaps. Then we're going to empower ourselves. We are going to create. We are going to send our healing energy into the universe. And then we are going to get into the lost key of the Buddha. John's there and he is going to give some more lessons. Some more lessons. Exactly, Trina. Exactly. They will stay in 3D and we will push forward. Exactly, Trey. Yes. Beneath your breath, I hear you whisper you have nothing. Yes, Crystal in DC. Yep. Send out an army to fight. Yep, send out an army. We are that army. Snap time, snap time. All right. This is our butterfly, and all y'all are on here. And you are empowering yourself, and you are creating. Yes, this is our past loved ones always with us anytime we think of them. This is our room. Force Fairy did this for us, and this is the dragon energy, the priest, the pan, the joker, the mother goose. We are safe in here. This is the XOXO and the Ankh, the white rabbit, the magic, the time travel of the hummingbird, and the water of the Christ. Yes, this is also our room. We are always watched over and guided. We are guided as long as we choose. As long as we choose to be guided. We are the rainbow butterflies of the Hopi prophecy. If you don't know what that is, do some research. This is the song of the 144,000. We thank you, Mother Father, that you have revealed to us your protective universal light, that within this light is complete protection from all destructive forces, that the Holy Spirit of your presence permeates us in this light, and wherever we will the light to descend. We thank you, Mother Father, that you fill us with your protective fires of love, that within this love is complete protection from all destructive thoughts and feelings, that the consciousness of Christ is lifted up in us in this love, and wherever we will the love to be inflamed. And here's a big old lucky hug for everyone in here creating. You are all loved and appreciated. And we thank you, Mother Father, that you are in us and we are in you, and that through us your will is sent forth on wings of power, that your purpose is accomplished on earth as it is in heaven, and that through us your light and love and power is manifest to all the sons and daughters of mankind. Because we are the light, we are the love, we are the truth, we are. And divine love is working through us here and now to create the new earth and bring in the golden age. Yes. Here's our healing chain, and all these people have asked us to connect our energy with theirs so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with prayer, with crystal healing. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael, have him connect his energy to all these beautiful people, and we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Oh, you too, Sunset. Have a beautiful day. Mia Satosh Koros Priyata Makorosyata. Mia Satosh Koros Priyata Makorosyata. Mia Satosh Koros Priyata Makorosyata. Hello, Yaya. All right. Thank you so much for that. I love that. That just gets me going every day. Every day I feel empowered. Why? Because we do that together. Two or more of us are gathered. 28 were gathered there. 28 of us were gathered there, empowering ourselves, bringing light to the planet by knowing who we are on a soul level. All right. We were right in the middle of a lesson from John the Revelator in The Lost Key of the Buddha, the Immortal Series, Book 3. So we're going to finish this chapter and then we'll go over to TikTok for a little bit. All right. You have enunciated a true principle, John replied. No matter how pure or altruistic a person is, there must be a personal benefit or the will to serve will diminish and nothing gets done. The dark ones receive perceived benefit by a forced taking because this is where they see their reward. This is where they place their attention. The Brotherhood of Light receives benefits through giving. The benefits are not immediate, as with the dark ones, but because of an understanding of eternal laws, they realize that giving back comes back with interest and benefits, not just themselves, but the whole of which they are a part of. The dark ones receive their immediate reward through force, whereas those in the light receive never-ending benefits through the free will of all. But even the Dark Brotherhood can only siphon off energy when ignorance of the true light exists. I said, what made the Dark Master think he could have eternal life? Because you have asked, I will explain that which has not been given out before. He paused a moment in thought and continued. Unlike the Brotherhood of Light, who has an unlimited and eternal life supply from the eternal source, the Dark Brotherhood relies on reflected energy. This is how they do that. This is how they take our energy and use it for themselves. Those of us that are not remembering who we are at a soul level. So I'm going to read that again. Unlike the Brotherhood of Light, who has an unlimited and eternal life supply from the eternal source, the Dark Brotherhood relies on reflected energy, which is limited and only available when victims are in a state of deception. When the Dark Brotherhood was founded upon the earth ages ago, it seemed that people were so easy to deceive that their vampirism could continue. The lower members and the incarnated disciples did not seem to consider that a time would come when a true age of enlightenment would come and the deception would end. They felt that no matter how much the Brotherhood of Light tried to assist humanity, they could always pull humanity back into darkness and keep their scheme going forever. Yes, turn your mirrors out. Beautiful, Victoria. And all we have to do to that is imagine it. Remember, our imagination is our connection to our higher self. So if you imagine your mirrors turning out, then exactly, yes. Surely they realize the earth and life on it will end someday, I said. Yes, they know this. But even when this occurs in the far future, they believe they will be able to survive in the astral world in preparation for moving to another Earth-like world. Now, the sad thing is that on a small number of worlds, they do actually achieve their goal and dominate a planet from beginning to end. This happened on Aten. And unfortunately, it was with your assistance. As you now know, you barely escaped joining with them. Thank God, I said. It makes me shudder just to think about it. Remembering how much damage I have done makes it difficult to feel worthy of service. This is one of the reasons that past lives are generally not revealed. All who retrieve their memories have this difficulty. There are acts in my history that would make me ashamed if I put my attention on them. And my long period of lonely service is the final payment for my debts, which are as egregious as your own. One must realize that we all make mistakes on the way to true learning and focus on the task at hand. You have done much since arriving on Earth to pay off your debt, and now you have a window of opportunity to finish the payment through service if you are diligent and faithful. I'll be sure to keep an eye on him, said Elizabeth, smiling. John continued, now, as I said, the Dark Brotherhood only succeeds in the end on a small number of worlds. Generally, light eventually dominates the dark, and when the inhabitants are able to see in the light of day, the deception of the Dark Ones is entirely rejected, and they are no longer able to feed upon the masses. What happens then, I asked? When their outside energy supply is cut off, their astral bodies begin to disintegrate, and they are forced to feed upon each other to keep their vehicles intact. Wow. When I read that, do you know what came into my mind? The LA fires feed off each other. Ding, ding, ding. The stronger then overpowers the weaker until only a handful remains with astral life force. So at first they are spiritual vampires, and then they turn into spiritual cannibals, said Elizabeth. Interesting. So where do they get the idea that they will obtain eternal life? I asked again. You've heard the phrase, hope springs eternal. The truth is that both sides, the light and the dark, have their particular hopes. On each planet where there is a struggle between light and dark, good and evil, ages will pass where evil or materialism will dominate. This gives them the false belief and hope that such domination will continue, and they will have the final rule of the populace because of the principle of dominating good, which rules in the universe. Light almost always dominates or disperses the dark in the end. Out of the 100 planets like ours, 99 will achieve enlightenment. That leaves the inhabitants of one yet to be delivered in a future age, or the one lost sheep given in the parable by Jesus. There are also times when an entire solar system is dominated by the dark side, but this is rare. Let me see if I understand this, I mused. The Dark Brothers can escape death of the lower self by dominating a planet with deception and darkness, so the light of truth never manifests. But this only happens with 1 out of 100 planets? That's not very good odds to base their hope on. There are 2 other factors which encourage them, he said. The first factor has been a great mystery and is the reason for the perpetuation of evil within the universe. I like mysteries, smiled Elizabeth. You may not like this one, he said, but what I am about to tell you is becoming essential knowledge for disciples. You have heard it said in many of the scriptures of the world that at the end of the age, evil will be conquered and only good and peace will exist. In other words, the scriptures give the impression that evil will be completely destroyed. This is not entirely correct. It is true that the light usually dominates in the end. And when it does, the astral or emotional bodies of the Dark Brothers begin to lose life force and disintegrate. This forces them into the bottomless pit mentioned in my writings. Ding, ding, ding. When confined to the bottomless pit indefinitely, their consciousness is taken in by their oversoul to be recycled for fresh opportunity in a future creation. Now I see why we had the multidimensionality lesson today, because it's talking about it again here. But as I said, when their ultimate defeat becomes obvious and they can no longer extract life force from a deceived people, they begin feeding upon each other. When this happens, a handful at the top of their hierarchy gathers life essence from the lower and escape to one of two places. As the Dark Master told you, they escape to a developing world. This would be a planet in a primitive state. Here, they hope to use their developed cunning more successfully this time around. The Dark Master you met is one who escaped from Aten. He attempted to bring you to the dark side back then, and this was the reason he was so successful at refreshing your memories and so familiar with them. What is the second place of escape? I asked. A small handful of the Dark Brothers are able to develop their minds so the mental dominates the emotional. Now, in the course of natural evolution, this leads to plain common sense and enlightenment. But in the case of a Dark Brother who has no soul contact, it leads to cunning, extreme selfishness, and extremes of evil that have not entered into the imagination of humankind. Actually, it is the universe's way of keeping even the greatest lives on their toes. It appears that no entity in creation is able to just sit back on their laurels and rest forever. There always exists a destructive intelligence who seeks to take life energy, which is not his to gather. This happens in all the worlds composed of physical, emotional, or mental matter, the visible and invisible worlds of form. So what percentage of the Dark Brothers escapes to another world? I think I guessed about 1% when I was confronting the Dark Master. I remember he said the number was not to be revealed. John let out a short laugh. The leaders do not want to reveal the number because it is so low. It tickles me, though, that you unknowingly revealed it to the group when you said 99% would not make it, including Philo. If you recall, the Dark Master was somewhat shaken when you said that. I don't know if I was paying that much attention to the nuances of the situation, I replied wryly. I don't suppose so, he said reflectively. But you were right on the mark. Many of the underlings are now thinking about the figure you threw out, and disturbingly so. When truth is spoken, it creates an energy field, which will just not go away. Let me make sure I understand again, I said. Most planets like ours eventually pass into the light, which exposes the deception of the Dark Brotherhood. This light ends their ability to siphon off their needed life energies, and they become spiritual cannibals. The strong extract life force from the weak. The strong extract life force from the weak until only about 1% is strong enough to survive. This 1% then moves on to either a primitive planet or a higher plane. I still do not quite see how someone at the bottom, like Philo, can have much hope of being the 1%. There are several reasons for hope, he said. The first is they have never experienced the higher joys of pure spirit, so they believe that intense feeling pleasure is the ultimate good for self. When they indulge themselves in the pleasures of materialism, it becomes addictive, like a drug habit. As you know, there are many drug addicts who would sell their souls for a few days of intense pleasure. The addiction to pleasure robs them of their power to plan a logical future. So their addiction to pleasure causes them to focus on the present moment only? Queried Elizabeth. It causes enough distraction that even though it is obvious only a few will escape, they do not think the matter through and believe the false promises presented to them. Lower disciples, such as Philo, know that all will not survive, but almost every dark brother in existence has the ego to see him as one of the strong who will triumph no matter what. Ha ha ha. So, wow. Okay. So all the underlings, like Philo, think they will be so powerful when the time comes that they can preserve their life force. Interesting. It almost makes me feel sorry for the poor fool, I said. I don't feel sorry for him, said Elizabeth stiffly. Not one little bit. I smiled at Elizabeth's emotion and asked, so what is the fate of the few who escape? Do they really obtain eternal life, as the Dark Master said? John finished off his cup of tea and replied, if their belief system were accurate, a few elite could obtain eternal life. But because of their pyramid-like filtering scheme, the higher you go in their hierarchy, the less are the chances for survival. As long as the physical universe exists, a few powerful dark masters will be able to maintain their existence. They believe that a dark master has a good shot at eternal life and pleasure because they think the universe will last forever without destruction, and in this they err. Even the universe has a birth and eventual death, and when it dies, many eons hence, it will take the lives of all the dark brothers with it. You mean there will come a time when there will be no more universe, I gasped. Not exactly, he said. The essential ingredients of the universe and every living thing in it are preserved. After the universe dies, it will be reborn again, but purged of the lower shells of the dark brothers, to begin evolution again on a higher turn of the spiral. It doesn't seem fair that the weaker dark brothers perish early on and the stronger and more destructive ones live on, I'd observed. Life is always fair in the end, John replied. The dark brother who has returned to his native element on this planet will be created anew with fresh opportunity much earlier than one who has escaped to another planet or sphere. The longer his recycling is delayed, the greater the pain and distress of the destruction, and the longer the wait will be for new creation. Some of these details mean little to the lower levels of the dark hierarchy. To one immersed in sensuality, a few years of pleasure is as good as the promise of eternal bliss. That's an interesting thought, I said. I know there are people who would sell their souls to a supposed eternity of damnation for a few years of having their desires fulfilled. Exactly, John said. And this tendency continues in some form all through the dark hierarchy. So what happens to the Brotherhood of Life? Asked Elizabeth. Are they ever destroyed? It is possible to destroy the eternal part of ourselves, revealed through the soul, he said. The worst that can happen is for an entity to shift his attention away from the soul and reject it entirely. This is what happens to the dark brothers. Their attention is away from the real and on the unreal. That which is destroyed is not the real part of them, but they are deceived into thinking this is the case. The eternal part of them will continue to exist and eventually put forth a new creation. But billions of years will be lost, as well as the loss of all their former associations. All those who do not choose the dark path eventually learn their lessons and become one with the soul and spirit. They are able to raise their consciousness above the worlds of form. Then, when the forms change or come to an end, their life will continue because their attention is on the eternal rather than that which is transitory. It then matters not if the earth, the solar system, or even the universe dies as to physical form, for they are not dependent upon form. And as it is written, their rest shall be glorious. John got up and stretched. That's enough attention paid to the lost souls. We've got a lot to cover in a short time, so let us move on after a short break. All right. Wow, what a chapter. Holy moly cannoli. Wow. That just put so many things together for me. All right, guys. So when I was reading that, a couple other things came into my head, and the names aren't coming to me. But think of who were big players on the side of evil and how we don't see them anymore. Right? Who are big players on the side of evil that we don't see anymore? They were removed, guys. They were removed. Trust in that. I've seen proof of it. Do I need to show you that? No. I will just tell you that I have seen proof of it. Especially, there was one, it's actually kind of recent, in 2023, he was removed off the planet. Now, he was one that incited riots and paid for the riots that happened in 2020. There's one, April, but that's not the one I was talking about. Yes. Yep. Mark, you got it. You got it. That's him. That's him, Soros. Soros is gone, guys. He's gone. He's been removed. Yep. And he was one of the top players. He was a top player. Also, I did get information that another top player has been not removed, but he's a walk-in. He's a walk-in. We'll see how that plays out. I don't want to say any names right now. I want to see how it plays out, first of all. And of course, we know that Trump is a walk-in, and he's a big player in Endgame. So, yeah. Oh, she's gone, Teresa. She's gone. She's gone. That's a clone. That's a clone. That's a clone or an actor. There are a lot of actors right now. Me too, Christine. Me too. I wonder if they have any more information about that. Let me look that up. All right, guys, we're gonna go over to TikTok and talk about it. We're gonna go over to TikTok and talk about it. Yeah, he's gone too, Christy. He's gone too. Who was it that there was one that was just removed lately. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it was Soros. I don't know, but I read about the whole shebang, his story and all that. Oh no, it was Pelosi. You were right, Pelosi. It was Pelosi. Yeah. Yeah, they're all clones. They've all been removed. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, Wendy. No worries. Love you, darling. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, let's go over to TikTok in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. I'll see you over there. Yeah, she's gone.